Hey guys, it's Jonah here, back with a beer review, and we are back with the monks, those funky monks from Leeds, the Northern Monk. And this one is in a slightly different can. I think I might have seen this before, but it was in a different can. And while I was in Sainsbury's, they conned me because I thought this was a brand new beer. But anyway, never mind. This is the Heathen. It's a hazy IPA at 7.2% of the ABVs, and it's a 440 can. Hopefully, it will do a refresh focus because the read-on can, is pretty weird. It's got like this weird sort of scene, which I guess is Leeds. Don't know Leeds that well, but there's all these weird monks and they're setting things on fire and they're taking over Leeds and it's all a bit crazy. Anyway, this one is a hazy IPA. Hazy, juicy and tropical, like they all are. And we've got some. I was quite happy when I saw this, but then I changed my mind. It's a hazy IPA, one for late nights and hazy mornings. They've chosen one of their brethren, which is Tom Bissett, although I think I've seen him on a can before. I used to think chicken pox was something you had for dinner until I got chicken pox. That's such a funny quote. But it does not give any details at all as to what's in this bad boy. So I'm going to assume the usual suspects, some sort of oats, maybe some wheat in there. I'll have a guess at the hops, but I don't actually have a clue. Lovely, lovely. Anyway, it's a hazy IPA, so I am a happy bunny. Let's try and force some head on this bad boy because it looks, these hazy, juicy, tropical bad boys, they don't tend to give us much head. Those monks don't give much head, which is they're heathens, damn it. Okay, so that's a forced head, kind of 1.5 to 2 fingers. I reckon would have been a good finger's head. It is milkshake like. Look at how hazy that bad boy is. Look at the colour. It's definitely got that kind of milky like thing going on, which basically says to me that there's definitely some sort of oats in there. Fluffy white cloud with the top, and we are getting some fruit, tropical fruit. Ooh, a little bit of kind of juicy type stuff as well. Pineapple definitely in there. I'm also getting a touch of pine, perhaps. And maybe a touch of orange. As I say, I'm not 100% sure what hops are in this bad boy, but we shall try and dissect it. 7.2%. Come on. This is how we roll. Well, tastes quite hoppy, but not in a bitter way. I'm pretty sure, because I did actually look up on their website, see if I could work out what the hops were. But that did not tell me either. What it did tell me was it was 25 IBUs. So quite low, but initially you get that hoppy taste. Tiny bit juicy, but not much. And then it goes silky smooth. So I'm almost 100% convinced oats and wheat are in this bad boy somewhere. And it's silky smooth. The finish is quite short, but it kind of goes out like a kind of glass of milkshake, which is exactly what this beer should do. So cheers to that. But I have to say, although it is quite hoppy, like generic hoppiness, there is pineapple there. There is a tiny bit of peach, as my my little boy, my little cat, destroys the scratching post next to me. It is not full on hop flavour, which is interesting. So I'm still as to a loss. Maybe that is part of this Heathen thing. Even though it's got quite a lot of alcohol in, and it does taste a little bit alcoholic. Wow, the hop bite, which is there, does not contain any one hop. It is tropical. It is a bit fruity, but you can't say, oh, that's definitely pineapple, or that's definitely orange, or that's definitely passion fruit. It's kind of very eclectic. So I think maybe quite a few hops have gone into this bad boy. Yeah. Or perhaps one of those, yeah, kind of new ones. Maybe if I was to hazard a guess, it might be something like Simcoe, perhaps. But maybe it's one of the New World hops. One of the perhaps lesser known ones. Or maybe my sense of taste, because I've drunk so many beers of late, maybe it's gone for a Burton. But yeah, I think this is very nice. I have to say, very smooth as well. 7.2%, nearly 7.5%, is lost very easily. I reckon you could drink a 4-pack of this bad boy, or perhaps a 6-pack, and get into real trouble, because it would hit you at some stage slightly later on, and you'd go, wait a minute, they were only 7.5%. So this is kind of like double IPA strength, I guess, but as a NEPA or a hazy, hazy beer. Does it say? No, it just says hazy, so it's not even pretending to be a NEPA either. Shame on to you guys. As I say, I think this beer is more about the aroma than it is about the mouth taste of the hops, because the silky smoothness of what I'm guessing the oats and the wheat, the finish is so silky smooth, and there's not any residual like heat on the mouth either, because of the alcohol, which is fantastic. If I were to taste a little bit around my lips, perhaps a little bit of residual sweetness, but there's not too much in there. It's very nicely balanced, finishes well, quite a short finish. You could quaff. I mean, how have I done? Coming up to sort of 8.5, 9 minutes, and I've drunk a whole kind of pint, well, just under a pint of 7.5% beer. But that's how we roll in Unclejona's channel, as you well know. So thank you very much, Northern Monk. This was a really nice beer. This is definitely getting up for a 4 out of 5, maybe even slightly higher. If you want to see what I give it, go and find me on Untapped. And if you haven't done so already, click like and subscribe, because we're trying to grow the channel up again. As I keep saying, but I keep needing to remind people, otherwise they don't do it. Fantastic. Anyway, guys, I will be back probably tomorrow for another beer review. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one. And Northern Monk, I'm definitely going to have to get some more of the monk. I'm kind of turning into a bit of a monk myself. But that's what happens in old age, I'm afraid. Cheers and beers, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.